Hold on. What?
What?
Why are you home so early?
Oh, because I didn't go to work today because I wasn't feeling great. So.
Hey, she wants to go out. I want you to look at her eyes and her face and.
I'm not sick.
No, open your eyes. Yeah, there you go. No, just normal.
No, I'm not sick.
Don't they look all glassy as all get out?
Breathe. Come here.
What?
You can hear her.
Oh yeah, I can hear her.
She swears it's allergies. I think
It
it's
is.
cold.
I'm not.
There's nothing outside to have allergies
Yes,
for.
yes. The air.
No, right? Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
She's just in denial.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, there's nothing in the air
But
to
baby,
get allergies
you're
for
not
right now.
going out while you're on in-school suspension. Like again, I don't know how to get you to understand. It is a big deal. Just like being banned, like there's no sleepovers till you can't be in trouble and still be free. That's just not how life works.
She wanted to go to church tonight. I told her we had to talk to you. Surely they won't let him be outside if she goes, right?
They won't.
I can text and find out. But I think you're sick.
Your eyes
You
are
should
so.
be home resting.
Go.
I'm not sick though.
Baby, what do you call it? It is not allergies.
I'm not sick.
But
I'm gonna brush my teeth. How you go?
What do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sick.
What is the word for that? Sick?
Still able to go to church. And if I was so sick, I went out of school and I would have called you to come pick me up. Or mom.
No, it's like me. I'm like, the only reason I'm not out in the world is because I'm still snotty. I mean, I'm functioning. I've been able to work, but I'm not like I will be infecting people with my germs. So
I'm not sick. That was my third week making church though.
Did you bring your work home?
Yes.
I can pull it out so I can check it and then I can determine.
I don't have to finish it though. It's not due tomorrow. There's no point of finishing it right now and then like having nothing to do Thursday, Friday, or whatever.
Did you do any of it?
Yeah, I did some of it. I didn't do it all.
I want to make sure that what you did is right.
We need to make sure that she remembers that she needs to get her work done while she's in-house.
Yeah, we talked about that this morning.
And the fact that she has an A and
right, and that's why I had her bring it home because I said the thing, she's like, well, the good thing about being in-house is no one to distract you. I said, but the bad thing about being in-house is that you have nobody to teach you. So
and look at your own.
So I said, it's not about whether you can complete a spreadsheet, it's whether or not you know what you're doing. They're going to test you on what you know, what you're doing, not whether or not you could complete a thing. So that's why I told her to bring it home.
And then I'm going to tell her, like, I totally forgot about it being in-house. So, and the fact that that's ground, I forgot about that. So when she came home, she didn't know you were here. And so she said, okay, well, I'm going to go up to Delilah's. And I was telling her to stay home because she was sick. I totally forgot about the other. So do you know when her in-house is over? Did she tell you?
All week.
Okay. So she's at home all week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can tell her, don't come home and ask me tomorrow because Dad.
Don't.
She plays me. All right, I'm going to take the little one with me. You keep these two.
Wait, you're taking the little one?
Yeah, I've got them. I'll put her in the carrier and I'm going to take her with me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody else wants to help, so.
Okay. What?
I do need shoes, though.
Okay.
I don't know if they're upstairs or they're downstairs.
Must be hard downstairs. It's geography. You're probably more sick than I am.
Geography makes me sick.
Who had a dean in his class? Yeah, I had to look up every single one, where they were. Oh, look at this. 254.
And are you supposed to memorize that?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
No, if I remember, Dad,
I'd do
I
that.
might as well quit school. Like
Right.
I was, if I didn't remember.
That's an entire continent. That's the largest continent on in the world.
Africa.
Yeah. I'm like,
What is it? It's like just
We had to. Okay, so we had to.
color coded.
no, they had to find all the look at
We had
the
to search them all up.
all
And
the places on the African continent. There's a ton of them.
there's too many.
New Guinea. You sure it's not New Guinea and not just Guinea?
No, it's
Oh, it is. Okay. Is there New Guinea?
no. There's Guinea and then Guinea.
I always thought it was New Guinea. Okay, I'll be back.
This took me 2 days. Because first I wrote them
When does it do?
Friday. I just notes I took over the video and I didn't understand it until I had the 8th grade teacher, Miss Goldsberry, explain it to me at 2:54. And then I was gonna do like 2 problems on each page and then like multiply them every day. I don't know if those are right.
I can tell you what you
Nope.
Wrong.
Dad,
Wrong. Wrong.
I only answered like 3 questions.
That's right. First one's right. Second one's right.
Which one?
See, the second one's right. First one's right. Second one's right.
Nope. Back up.
I'm in my
Back
own space.
up.
I've been in my
You
own
told me to
space.
come up to your space. I did not ask to be up here. You told me to come up here. Ah! That took me a second. What?
I'm all right.
Yeah, right. And then I did one problem right there. So that was the easiest problem. But I couldn't. I didn't know what to do for that one. I don't know what to do for that one. I don't know how you got 7.
You know how Oliver got 7?
I don't know how you did because I first thought
Because he added 10. He added 4 to the other side.
that's what I thought. Okay,
That's-
I
That's
thought
the
that
mistake. He added.
because like I taped it on this part. If I taped it, I didn't know. I'm not gonna take that part off. But it's like I did that and he added. Okay, I didn't know if I was right or not, so I kept doing it.
That's right.
And then snotty self. I did right in the shoes. No. I did one problem on the paper. Us not. You know the only thing that hurts right now is like this right here, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. From like
Right
blowing
in
your
your
nose
nose.
with a tissue, like I like lay at night, and it's just like red. I don't know if that's right or not.
So here's how you can tell if it's right. Look.
Oh wait, is it with? Okay, guess. Not guess, but kind of like. You know, I think how you do it is that you replace the G with 87 or
So,
whatever it is.
So it's 87 plus 3.
90,
It's 90 divided by 6.
15.
So is it right?
Yeah.
That's the thing
Oh,
about
I'm
math.
so sorry, Toby.
That's the thing about math. Math don't lie.
Math what?
Don't lie. Math doesn't lie.
Unless you're stupid and you add it wrong.
No, that's not the math line. That's the lie. Math doesn't lie. Oh shoot! I forgot I was having a conversation before you came up here.
Oh, what?
Conversation.
Hi, Toby. Toby. So they're all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Everyone say hi. I hear you say hi.
Avery, how are you doing, sir? I'm doing good. Why does she always tell me you're scared to talk to me? Did she make me sound like an ogre or something?
He's decided what's a good answer to say.
Well, did you have a good day at school, Avery? Yes. Good. See, I'm not a bad guy.
Yes, you are.
I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah, you want me to tell a threat you said?
Well, I mean, punching people in the throat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Those
Those are not threats. Those are just like a
promises.
go.
Yeah.
had a brain fart. I was gonna ask you something. Oh, what a baby. Gummy. Oh, baby.
Hello?
KJ,
Yes.
how you feeling, brother?
I'm doing all right.
Okay, I'm getting ready to send you a check for $10 million. I want to buy your building.
Okay, let's just send it on over. I'm ready to go. let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. No, I'm clear. So I'm home and I'm still just I'm just chilling. So I'm here.
This gentleman is a friend, a mentor of mine, one of his nicest gentlemen you'll ever meet. African American gentleman that who's done very well in business. Like Jerry likes to, well, he doesn't, he doesn't. He's not a bragging guy, but he told me one day. I said, Jerry, man, how much money you got, Jerry? He said, Thomas, let's just say I've amassed a small fortune.
Yeah, there you go. That must be nice.
Right. And so, but Jerry's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, man. And he does a lot of real estate stuff too. But I'm thinking about him because if he gets excited, after meeting you, brother, he can be a resource that can be very powerful. I just sent you a link. Just read on Jerry.
Okay. Jerry Hicks. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I want you to take a look at that just for a quick second. I'll let you read.
Okay.
And I'll pause.
He's the guy you don't want showing up. It's like if he walks into your corporation, you're like, oh shoot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jerry is a sharp guy, doing big things, man.
That's awesome.
And,
glad to see people of brothers of color doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, he's an amazing guy, man. And so with Jerry though, he does a lot of stuff in real estate.
Oh, okay.
A lot of stuff in real estate. I know he owns apartment buildings different parts of the country. I think nursing homes, things of that sort. And so I think that, and he's an investor also, and he has really sophisticated, high net worth people around him.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling him about you, and I was like, man, I need you to meet KJ. And I was telling him, all the great things about you. And I said, man, and I also, KJ mentioned something to me about a penny lease situation. Now, Jerry is right here in Dallas-Fort Worth. How would is there a process that we can look into in doing that here, though?
It all comes down to, I've done these type of things for like 18 years. It just comes out. It's just relationships. I've only bought one building ever. All the rest were given to me.
So look, KJ, trust me on this. Listen to me really carefully. You need to meet you. There's a strategy, and he's a God-fearing man.
Okay. Okay.
You guys need to know too. I want you to spend a couple of minutes just kind of. Because he can help. Now, let me just tell you this. There have been instances in the past when I've done stuff with Jerry. I have actually walked into his office or some projects that I was involved with. They walked out with Jerry.
Okay.
All right, just to help out.
Yeah.
He's that type of guy.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to meet. Can you give just let me call him and speak for 10 or 15 minutes?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. I want you to meet Jerry. Hold on one second.
Okay. Hold on.
KJ, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So listen, this is an exciting moment for me. All right. So, KJ, I mentioned to you about Jerry Hicks. Jerry's a gentleman that I've known for years, friend, mentor, advisor, just so many different respects. Brilliant attorney, just a perfect human being. So many great things. Awesome. And then Jerry, just the same, and God-fearing man, first and foremost. Awesome. I'm always yes sir, yes sir. I'm always upright when I
yes.
Upright when I talk to Jerry.
Well, good, Jerry. You need to remain in his life then, just to keep him on the upright. I love it. Yes.
And then Jerry, I mentioned you with KJ. I actually met KJ through a mutual acquaintance when I was in Microsoft. KJ is a minister, technologist extraordinaire. So many projects he can tell you that his company has been behind are amazing, and he's also an educator. So he's talking about the stories. So KJ, I mentioned Jerry about the things and some of the real estate that's showing up in Tulsa, and just touch on a little bit about you and your name being Virginia, and talk about the resources that the real estate that you've been able to acquire, how you've acquired it, because we're both in DFW. I want to see if there's a strategy and how we use that stuff here. But also, I want the two of you to begin a relationship, because I think that both of you will be saying to me sometime down the line, hey, Thomas, those are good introductions.
Okay.
So, KJ, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jerry, pleasure to meet you, my friend. And Thomas, as I always, thank you for an introduction. You always bring the best of the best. So I know that. So my name is Kujanga, and Kujanga is a Swahili name that my parents created. They took three words from the Swahili language. My great uncle was a missionary in Africa, and he brought back the Swahili to English dictionary, and they took 3 words and made my name. And so if you've ever heard of the building block game Jenga is a Swahili word which means to build. And so that's the root word of my name. And so my name means to build, to be strong, and to be number one. And the significance of that is just because I just believe, just firmly that's, kind of how God has always wired me as a builder and a strengthener. And, so I do that from a ministry perspective, helping people just, realize their potential and become the best version of themselves that God created them to be. And then on the other side of me is I've been building with tech for 25 years. So as Thomas mentioned, we were a Microsoft solutions partner, and I was building tech for I've been building tech for startups for a long time. So they come to me and they say, hey, we had this great idea. We need an MVP. And then God has just gifted me with the ability to know how to make it all happen, how to find all the pieces, connect all the dots, and build it. And so we started doing that several years ago, but it was only the last 5 years that we teamed up with Microsoft to begin using their tool sets. But outside of that, I also, for the last 18 years, we run a nonprofit here that is an educational nonprofit, a STEM-based nonprofit that is federally funded, state funded, civically funded, and we're the longest running what's called 21st Century Community Learning Center, which is basically it's a special category of an education learning facility that comes from the federal level and then goes down to each state. And so we're the longest running in the state of Oklahoma with 18 consecutive years, and I think we're in the top 5. We might be number 3, I believe, longest running in the nation. But basically, with what we do in education is we take and our students, we go in our underserved communities, our urban areas, even in some of our rural areas, and we take students who are underperforming and we help them make 1 to 2 grade level advances a year of academic improvement. And so we do that using technology. So my technology side, we bring technology into the education so that they can understand the why of what they're learning and the things that they're a part of. And so we've been doing that for, like I said, for 18 years. And to Thomas's point about just kind of some of the stuff, real estate, like right now we're looking, because we work with our district, we work with our Department of Ed here in our state. I was telling him that, over the years, we have several commercial properties, buildings, and things of that nature. And I told him, I was like, we've only bought one. The rest were given to us. Right now I'm looking at a building that's probably got a couple $1 million worth of value, and we're looking at getting it for a penny lease from our district because we are in education, and so there's some things that we want to be able to do in that facility where the district owns it. And so that's one of the things that we're negotiating with them right now is, I'm trying to get a 2-year penny lease, and then in year 3 have the lease option to purchase it. But we also have, through what we do with our church, I'm a church planter as well. I coach pastors who start churches. I'm not like a bishop or anything, and I don't oversee anybody. But I will coach pastors who are trying to go and start churches and help them figure out their strategy and how they're going to reach their community. And so because of that endeavor, we've been given buildings for the last 15 years, church buildings, other buildings that I give to the pastors I'm coaching so that they can start their ministries and take the gospel out there. So that's just a quick, I don't know, Thomas, if that hits it, but that's just a quick broad brush stroke of some of the things that that we're involved with. So.
Yeah, the community center model that you have sounds very, very interesting. Do you know whether a community center on that model exists in the DFW Metroplex Dallas in particular?
I do not know. I do, and I'm very curious to figure it out because there's a lot of ways that I mean, just operating here. I'm not originally from Tulsa. I'm from California, but since being out here for the last 19 years, I've learned a lot of different things. And so when we used to do, we did for about 8 years, I did what's called a HUD CDBG Community Development Block Grant. So HUD, in these different cities across the country, HUD has these CDBG grants. They're called CDB, Community Development Block Grants, right? And so with these Community Development Block Grants, this is, and Thomas, I know I've never talked to you about this, but with the CDBG grants, one of the things that they give you the ability to do is you can do building acquisition with the grant. And the application is not even really, we got it 8 years in a row. The first time I wrote it, I had the third highest score, but they didn't fund it to us because they didn't know anything about my organization. But we hadn't been here long enough for them to know, and it was HUD. But then we got it 8 years in a row. But with a CDBG grant, which they're nationwide, people don't know that these block grants can be used to. You can basically write a grant so that you can get a property, right? And so. So that's something that, that again, even if I was looking at another area, I would go and say, okay, do they have CDBG funding through HUD? Because that's where you get some of the acquisition type funds from. But then also in our model, to answer your question, the other area that it's key to look at where we have a unique fit is that because we're a nonprofit in the education sector and we work with the federal and the state legislature in their education, and we work with our local districts. Like the building I'm looking at right now, there's 5 buildings that I have a choice from, right? That are empty buildings, and there's been this trend across the country as people have shifted to private schools, as people have moved, and so buildings get shut down and things of that nature. Even within the school realm. School buildings end up in surplus, which means that they can be acquired. Or in our case right now, there's several that are all for sale. But again, I may not want to buy one right now because in 2 years we may be doing something a little different. So that's where I'll go to our district like I'm doing right now and saying, hey, let's do this instead, because it's not, they don't have to maintain it. It's sitting there empty, but it's still their responsibility, right? And so even within the context of school districts having buildings in surplus that are sitting empty, that's a cost for them that a lot of times present a viable plan on what you can do to take that cost off of their hands, or or whatever. And a lot of times schools will go for it. So that might be something in the DFW area. I'm not sure. I've never looked.
Yeah, that concept of a community center that is technology focused and is essentially what's for the kids. That I do a lot of work with funding primarily organizations that serve kids, mostly athletic organizations, track clubs, basketball clubs, baseball clubs. From based on my belief that athletics for our kids is a way for them to to move forward in life. That's sort of tried and tested, or tested and proved, I guess I should. And but I'm always thinking, okay, what else is there?
Yeah.
I know our kids are interested in athletics. That's why we've my supporting sports organizations within underserved areas. We're reaching a lot of kids. A lot of kids are involved in these organizations that realize and many of them, a large percentage of them are they're staying out of trouble, and many are they develop high level interest in go on gets scholarships, some partial, some full, and put themselves in obviously a much better position, right? But where there's a model like what you do, it's technology focused. With I would think that would be really good to see. I can think of at least 2 school districts where I have some interface with the leadership of the districts that would be very interesting.
Yeah, and I know, just jumping in on that, just that's one of the, again, I'm a firm believer. My dad was drill instructor in the Marine Corps, so I tell people, I say I was raised with a lot of discipline. He was a baseball coach, but he was a drill instructor, but but he was my dad. But we still had to make our man's military style, and so sports brings a lot of structure and discipline, and the ability for self-regulation and all that kind of stuff. That those skills that students need that enhance learning, and really that was one of the reasons that even we started our organizations, because I was really big on sports, and we had a lot of sports leagues here in Tulsa when I first got here. But also, I understood, because I'm so heavily involved in technology, I said the world that they're going to graduate into, digital literacy is just as important as regular reading literacy. Because if they're not digitally literate, then, and again, no one believed me, probably 15 years ago when I was saying that by 2030 automation would replace 30% of the jobs. No one believed me. They thought I was crazy. they can see with AI now that it really will be around 2030. Automation will replace 30% of the jobs that the workforce has, and there's a different type of skill that a student needs to have, whether they're an athlete or non-athlete. There's some different skills that have to be developed to make them be able to be successfully positioned for the world that they're graduating into, right? Like it's coming quickly and it's here, and so using, I tell people the story of like the way I went into there with some of our athletes. I showed them they had never flown a drone, and this is about 5 years ago, but I knew that they were all struggling in math, and so I took them out drone flying and drone racing, and then I brought them back to the classroom and I showed them how flying a drone uses the quadratic equation, how aerial topography, Google Earth, all of that is the quadratic equation, how all of that stuff works. And so what we do with technology is we say, okay, you're learning this stuff at school during the day and you're totally checked out and you don't think it matters. But there would be no Google Earth without the quadratic equation. There'd be no drone flying. There'd be like these things that you use from a technological perspective. This is what it looks like. And then we use that to try and help, one, ignite their understanding, but then two, kind of find that that college and or career pathway that gives them excitement to say, hey, you know what, I might want to study that. Maybe I want to, do something in this type of field. So, yeah, it's a great marriage of bringing in innovative academic stuff with the athletic portions. So
no, you're spot on with what you're doing, what you're focusing on, and our kids are, I'm speaking of black kids.
Yeah.
Yep. We're sort of, well, as usual, we're pulling up the rear.
Right.
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 And we have to have programs like what you're doing. And I sort of have my ear to the ground over here, and I don't know of anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There could be, and I missed it, but I'm not aware of there being anything over here like that. And we have some wonderful communities that I think would be extremely receptive.
So Jerry, let me throw this out. I just checked while you guys were talking. The schools closed in Dallas, Richmond, and surrounding areas that are just sitting there.
In Louisville too. There was a charter. When we were gonna do a charter. Do you know what school it is, Thomas, in Louisville? Because I went down to Louisville. Okay. Yeah, because I went to when we were going to start a charter school a couple years back. I went down to, I can't remember the place in Louisville that we went to go look at one of the school buildings down there. But anyway, so yeah, that's a great, like, so even when you talk about community centers, there was a whole movement, and again, this is just to bring a meeting of the minds together. There was a whole movement about 10 years ago called community schools, right? And the whole community school movement was the fact that that the schools were in the heart of the community, and so because of that the schools should be used more than for just schools during the day, but that it should really drive community engagement, right? So that if there was clubs, if there was stuff for seniors, but that the school buildings would be in use and really become a thriving connecting part of the community, and a place that the kids really enjoyed, that it wasn't just education there, but it was education plus. And so we went through this whole phase, and you could Google it, community school movement or whatever, where that was in play, and it came, it went, it fizzled. But my point is that it's why I'm a firm believer that, again, if I were, even as we look right now at spreading out. Yes. No, you're fine.
I got a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I want to ask this one particular question.
Yeah.
in a given community center, what kind of space, what kind of square footage is would you typically have?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So we've done. I have a building that was 3,000 square feet. I've done it in a 3,000 square foot building. I mean, our current building that we're in right now is a little over 15,000. I have, we use our church building too. I have a 35,000 square foot church building that we use. So, I mean, really, we do a couple of things, to answer that question. When we had a smaller building, we were hybrid on depending on what we were doing at particular activities during the day, we had MOUs with the school district. So we had usage of the school buildings, which was a great benefit for us because they took care of janitorial, cleaning supplies, blah, 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 blah. But we got to use the school space, which means we didn't have to recreate space, and we would do hybrid for stuff that we could do in a smaller location, we would do. But if we needed larger facilities to do things, the schools accommodated. So I would just say, I would never go below 3,000. I would probably say really we need 5,000 and up because 5,000 is not even a lot. But
because I am actually in discussions with some folks. I'm about to build another. I do some apartment developing over here, and I'm about to do a project, and there's it's going to be done in a couple of phases. There are going to be 2 buildings, and we kind of been toying with, the question of actually trying to figure out, what we would do with the second building. 2 buildings on the project, and
Jerry, you there? KJ, you still there?
yeah, I'm still here.
I think, Jerry, can you hear us?
yeah, okay. Yeah, so what I was saying is we've been, there's been discussion about what we would do with that second building, which would be about 5,000 to 6,000 square feet.
Oh, yeah.
Infrastructure, right? So, and it was suggested, the city council member mentioned daycare, and I thought, hell no.
Yeah.
But it's more I see a more urgent need to be able to direct, our young people, beginning, with grade school.
Yeah.
And high school, to be able to direct them towards the kinds of things that you're doing. So I got to jump off now.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested in getting a little bit more information about the centers and how they work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so what I'm probably going to do is put together a couple of questions, and Thomas, if you connect us via email.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
And what I'll say to you guys first, I love the two of you to have a relationship.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of mutual benefits to you guys having a relationship. I think Jerry, unless you really can all that he's doing, and then KJ, as you learn about Jerry, the great things he's done, and some of the things that he can bring to the table.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of mutual. It's just a matter of not thinking also Jerry eventually think about doing some stuff in Tulsa. There's a lot of reasons why, but I digress. If it's only about DFW, then Jerry, we have to write grants for others, but every grant that he's written, he's got that award.
Yep.
So he's got a good there. And there's been plenty of them in the 6 or 7 figure range that he's won.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you guys to open up yourselves.
Yep.
Because I know that it'll be a fruitful
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Great talking to you.
Great talking to you too, my friend. Yes, sir.
All right, guys.
All right, talk soon.
Thank you, Jerry.
All right, thank you, Jerry.
I'll call you back in a minute.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Bye. I didn't even see your text, but I had already started to talk to him about the game.
Okay.
I didn't even realize how much time he had. But listen to me very carefully.
Yeah.
If I don't introduce you to anyone else,
Yeah.
I'll mention about Rock T also.
Okay.
He loves Rock T.
Good.
But listen to me very carefully. This can change a lot. Me and Jerry have a relationship. First of all, we're in close proximity. Him and I can jump in the car and come out there. We can come out here.
Yep.
You know, the situation is what the needs are because Jerry can write the check right now.
Okay.
But you know, the other side of it is that you know, these could be a quick cut. You know,
Yeah.
Hey, help me find some buildings here so I can help these.
Oh,
kids.
absolutely. No, well, that's. Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, what? And again, it's so funny because I think you've already figured this out, but I've never told anybody. But you've already figured it out, bro. What we've done in Tulsa, I can do almost anywhere in the United States because Tulsa doesn't have anything here that doesn't exist anywhere else. It's just that most people don't know what doctor you know what I'm saying? It's like pieces are all there, unless you've never put the puzzle together, you don't even know. Like most people don't know about the like my path to find a building. I was given 10 houses. There's programs that will just give you houses. That they get that the ones that go to surplus for the city and all that kind of stuff. If you're a nonprofit, there's so much stuff. And I wasn't in real estate, and I was an idiot, but I took the houses and I sold the houses as I sold them off one by one as we needed money for the nonprofit. But if I was thinking, I would have just kept them and rented them. You know what I'm saying? But again, I didn't have time, and I wasn't really forward thinking at that point in time, a decade ago. But I would go. I mean, I know the exact path of how I would start sniffing. And the cool thing about my nonprofit being 18 years old and having the legacy and the history that we have nationwide and in Oklahoma is, bro, I can go to any. Texas ID, which one of the districts, they wanted us to come down there and do our program. Because there is nobody that does what we do. We created our own little thing because of what I do in technology. And so think about it. Who can go into a program and teach kids about, I mean, like, you know, I'm just going to make this up but even before we started streaming, but like running a full streaming network like Netflix. There's no after school program that can ever That's what makes us unique. Nonprofits aren't built that way. They don't have a for-profit that builds technology for the, you know, like for Greenwood, like for the Gullah Geechee people, like for the Civil Rights Trail, like we're doing all that stuff, and I'm just taking that technology that we're building and I'm bringing it to the program. And of course, the kids are excited about it.
Listen, man. Listen. I finally got the two of you on the call.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to lean in on this. I want to see another call happen between over the next couple of days.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Yeah. I will. I am. I'm going to do that tonight because I don't watch TV. But I'm like, So in the Fort Worth area, that's where you want me to look. Send me 3 or 4 areas that you want me to look at, and let me use the knowledge that I have to see what opportunities. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to property. Other than buying them, like buying them that's the traditional model, but I don't have that kind of money. So I prefer the properties that people give to me.
Absolutely, and then there's a lady that I recently met. The ability to do some of those types of things, and so who you know, what you know, type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's available.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking you to be a little proactive on this.
Yeah.
KJ,
Yeah.
To do stuff in Dallas also.
Yeah.
Listen, writing that, I'm telling you, look, seriously, writing that check himself is nothing.
Gotcha.
I don't want to put him out there.
Yeah.
The main thing for him also is he wants to do something at home.
Yeah.
And Dallas Fort Worth is home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I think that's yeah. So yeah, I will. Yeah, because I mean that would be my thing is before I ask for help, I want to be able to show how I can be help and how I can add value. So I would. I mean, again, I'm all about that. Let me go find something I may be able to help. You know, again, I help you, you help me, we help each other, we both winning. I'm like, you know, so because here's the thing too. So like, I don't think I've ever told you this. So like, we can go anywhere. I told you that when you get the grant award one time for 5 years, it's like you made it. Like you're in that top 1%, right? To get it twice is like lightning striking twice in the same spot, which it happens, but it doesn't happen often. To get it 3 times is unheard of. And we've had it 4 times. So that's 20 consecutive years. And so, I mean, we are, when I say it humbly, we are the leaders in the nation around this type of programming. And it affords us the ability to literally, there's an entire 21st century network because 21st century exists in every state. So we can go to any state and work with any district because we have this badge, so to speak, right? So even as the first thing I would find which district is running 21st century programming, because if I can find which district out of the cities that you send me is running 21st century programming, see, I have multiple ways to get into there, because again, even though he may have connections or whatever, you know, people may have connections in the education realm. To those who do this work, right? And so teaming up, finding out, again, even leveraging, my relationship with the governor here. I know he's friends with your governor, so I don't know. There may be some opportunities there.
3 or 4 areas in Dallas. I know that, Dallas, the city of Dallas, then you've got Duncanville, you've got, I would say Duncanville, you have Fort Worth, and I'll put DeSoto. Yeah, because those are areas that is a heavy concentration of underprivileged young students, black and brown students that need this. And there's property in those areas. I know there's schools in those areas that can be repurposed.
See, and listen, Thomas, we get the buildings, and then we bring the guys in to redo the buildings and make them energy pro. Get the buildings donated, have them come in there and do the, get it all eco-friendly, repurpose it, get our programming. I mean, if we go city to city to city, and
just roll out your program so you can take your program. Is your program something that
you especially with this grant? So, with this grant, yeah, it is. It's absolutely what we're going to do. It's so that's why Touch, which is Tulsa's operating unit creating hope, is becoming Team. It was always in the vision by year 20 to change our name to, it would still be Touch, but the T would go from Tulsans to Team. Team's operating unit creating hope. It's still Touch. So like right now we're going to no, we're going not Philadelphia. We're going to Philadelphia next, I believe, and or this year, and so we'll have a touch program there because we're going to play off of the words touch, and use, so like we'll have it's not we're going to Pennsylvania, so like we'll have touch PA, right? So we'll probably get a building in Pennsylvania probably this year. Yeah, so I have a team already because we're going to do stuff with juvenile justice, but I'm probably going to end up getting a building. I'm probably going to get a building there in Pennsylvania. So because we'll probably PA will be I'm thinking we'll probably want to school building or otherwise. So yeah, and maybe that's.
I'm sending you some information on Reverend Cortez right now.
Okay.
Now it's making me think about the gentleman that you told me about, a radio station.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you send me? You mind resending that? I just sent you.
You sent me that one. Yeah, I'm gonna send you.
I'm reading on that radio station right now.
Yeah. Because I just let's see. I need. Here, let me find it. It is. Yeah, here it is. So he.
Yeah, I want to take a look at his.
And then but he's the